and bars. Now you're going to see Senior Frogs out on the boardwalk. That is a restaurant and bar. And at nighttime it turns into a popular nightclub. Also, if you're downtown, folks, make sure you check out Bay Street. Now, Bay Street is the main street of shopping. Bay Street, which is located right downtown Nassau. Now, right behind Senior Frogs, you're going to see this yellow hotel with the orange roof. Now, this is called the British Colonial Hilton Hotel. That's the Hilton. If you're looking for the Hilton, it's right over to your far left. And you notice the Hilton has their own private beach out front. And if you look further down, you're going to see that long stretch of sandy white beach. You see some persons at the beach swimming and doing some tanning. Now that is all a public beach and it's called Long Wharf Public Beach. Only about 3 to 4 minutes walking distance from the cruise ship. So if you're looking for a nice public beach, you can walk right over to the Long Wharf Public Beach. And if you were to walk along that beach, you're going to come across a local or a native area called the Fish Fry or Al-Raki. That's where the locals like to hang out to get some authentic Bahamian seafood. And also, if you look on top of the hill, you're going to see that large stone gray structure on top of that hill. Now that is an actual fort, and that is called Fort Charlotte, built back in the early 1700s. Now in the 1700s is when we had a lot of pirates right here on the island, so we had to build these forts to protect the island. Now the island right behind this boat, that island is called New Providence Island. And New Providence Island, it's 21 miles long, 7 miles wide, and has a population of over 300,000 people that live on New Providence Island. Now also, you're looking over to your right, you're going to see the city or the town. Now do remember the city is called Nassau, and the island is called New Providence. And Nassau is also the city, and also the capital of the Bahamas. Now looking right back over to the far left, you're going to see that large body of ocean over to the far left, where the cruise ships would come in. That is the Atlantic Ocean. And they would enter through this harbor right here. Now the name of this harbor, it's called the Nassau Harbor. And also, you look over to your left, you're going to see a small island with a lighthouse at the end of it. Now that small island is called Paradise Island. And it was once called Hog Island. You look right at the end of it, you're going to see that red and white lighthouse made up of pure limestone, and that was built back in the early 1816. As you can see, Paradise Island is a very small island. It's only about 5.5 miles long and about a quarter mile wide. And as you can see, there are no roads on this side of Paradise Island. So the only way to get back and forth, you need a boat or a small personal watercraft. Now, if you're wondering what is the depth right now out here in the harbor, it's anywhere between 12 to 15 feet. Now, around the cruise ships, you're probably looking at about 75 to about 100 feet of water right around the cruise ships. Now, the first home we're passing on Paradise Island, see that 2-story home with the dock out front and a few small boats. Now, here's where you'd find the home of a very famous eye doctor, and his name is Dr. Hall. This is where he lives on Paradise Island, famous eye doctor. Now, if you're looking to find the doctor's office, it's back over on Nassau. And also, right next to his home, you're going to see another 2-story home. It's a white home with a gray shingle rooftop. Now, this home on Paradise Island is up for sale, and it goes up a cost of about $2 million. To purchase that home, about $2 million. And over here in the Bahamas, there's no taxes. Also, you look out here in the Bahamas, you're going to see the different shades of the water. Now, the water is only one color. It's what's down at the bottom that gives it a different color. It's the sand, the coral, and the grass. Now, you look right back over to your right. This is a nice shot of the cruise ships tied up in port today. Now, this cruise ship port was named after Prince George. It's one of our busiest cruise ship ports in the Bahamas and as well as in the Caribbean. And on a busy day, we can accommodate 6 to about 7 cruise ships at one time. And the depth of water around the cruise ships anywhere between 75 to 100 feet. Now also you look over to the left side of the boat on Paradise Island, hidden behind all those trees. You see a lot of coconut trees on Paradise Island. Now that home and property, that belongs to the Lloyds of London. They are the famous insurance people. They sell insurance. Lloyds of London, right over on Paradise Island. Now you're looking right back over to the right side, you're going to see that small boat. Now these small boats that are passing up and down through the harbor, these are called ferry boats or water taxis. Also, you look over to your right, you're going to see that colorful building with the green rooftop. That's the festival place. That's where you go to try out some of that Bahamian food, or buy some local Bahamian souvenirs, or listen to some good old-fashioned Bahamian music. Also, you're going to see that tall beige building with the large glass windows. That's where you can find the local post office right here on the island. Now, right back over on Paradise Island, you're going to see a home hidden behind all those trees, a gray shingle rooftop home. Now, that was once the home of a famous silent movie actor by the name of Charlie Chaplin. Also coming up, you're going to see that yellow home with the brown shingle rooftop, 2 chimneys, the gazebo out front. And also you're going to see a sport fishing boat. That is also the home of another famous movie actor by the name of Nicolas Cage. He also has a house on Paradise Island. Now you're going to see that burgundy structure with the brown shingle rooftop, small boats out front. That's the yoga retreat. That's where you go to relax your body, mind, soul, also be healthy. Do some exercising, and that's where you go to get rid of any stress. And right back over to my right on Nassau, New Providence, you see a lot of large containers and large freight boats. Here's where you find the shipping port or container port here in Nassau. Now, shipping is the 3rd major industry here in the Bahamas. 2nd major industry is banking, and tourism is our #1 industry here in the Bahamas. And also, you look right back over to the left side out here in the harbor, you're going to see a small wooden bungalow. That home belongs to a famous Canadian author or writer who's from Canada, and that home was also featured in one of those James Bond movies. And right next to it, you're going to see a mustard home, black shingle rooftop, all that fencing area. Now, one time ago, this was all the property of Club Med. But now in the Atlantis, they purchased that property for about $40 million. They bought out Club Med, and they transformed Club Med into a training center. So that is where they would train their dolphins and their sea lions. And you look right back over to the right side. Over on New Providence, you're going to see that tall white tower. That is called the Water Tower. And the Water Tower is the tallest point right here on the island. It stands over 216 feet. It's very tall. Tallest point on the island. Also, you look over to your right, you're going to see that pink and white stripes and a dome right on top of that building. That's the famous private hospital called Doctor's Hospital. And that's where the late Anna Nicole Smith had a baby girl, Danny Lynn. Doctor's Hospital. And also looking over to your right, you're going to see a orange 2-story building with a white rooftop. That's a famous native Italian Bahamian restaurant called Luciano's of Chicago. So if you want to try out some Italian or Bahamian food, you can go to Luciano's of Chicago. Now right back over on Paradise Island, you're going to see we're passing the world famous Atlantis Hotel, Casino, and Resort. It's the largest hotel on Paradise Island. And out front, you're going to see a small private beach. Right next to it is a tennis court. Inside of the Atlantis Hotel, they have one of the world's largest saltwater aquariums. And also on their property, they have one of the world's largest water slides. They also have some water slides. And if you want to stay the night there at the Atlantis Hotel, the room is about $365 a night. Or if you want to stay in that great suite, which is a 10-bedroom suite, that goes for $25,000 a night. And you can only stay there for a minimum of 1 week only. And right next to the hotel, there's a casino, big round dome structure with the Blue Marlins. Right on top of it is the Atlantis Casino. And the Blue Marlins are the national fish of the Bahamas. And all these colorful buildings you see out front, this is the Atlantis time sharing. And right behind them is where you can find the Atlantis Marina. And straight ahead, you're going to see the first bridge, which was built in 1998. And the second bridge was built in 1967. So you can drive over to Paradise Island, and it's a bridge toll of $1. Or you can take a ferry boat, a water taxi, or even a land taxi. And right over to your right is Porterski Dock. This is where you find the native Bahamians. And this is where you come to buy or purchase fresh seafood, fruits, and vegetables. And some of the boats you see on the outside are local fishing boats, and the large boats are called mail boats. Now that is going to be the end of your harbor tour, harbor cruise. That's going to be the end of the first portion of your tour. Now we're going to be dropping you off right here at the Paradise Island Ferry Terminal Dock. And here's where the second portion of your tour will begin. You're going to have a tour guide that's going to take you right into the Atlantis Hotel and on their property. Now also, please be reminded of your ferry times and the name of the ferry boat you'll be taken back. Now the name of this boat you're on right now is called the Stingray. And your ferry times are from 3 to 5. So once again, the name of the boat you'll be taken back is called the Stingray. That's the boat you're on right now. And your ferry times are from 3 to 5.
Got it?
Now we do want you to have a good time here while you're at Paradise Island. And please do enjoy your tour at the Atlantis Hotel.